So welcome to the day 8 lab of our Arduino lab class. Only 1 minute we will recap what we have seen last class, then immediately come to our today's project work. Okay, so in last class we have seen how to interface the relay. We did only 3 experiments in that: how to turn on the relay for 5 seconds and turn off the relay for 5 seconds. Then during on and off state, we interfaced 2 different output devices. One is LED and another one is the buzzer. The third one, wait a minute. Yes. The third one, sir, is it visible, sir? Ram, sir?
Visible, Gajan.
Okay. Third one, how to interface an incandescent lamp. Okay. So this is our first exercise, what we have did in last class. Then this is the second one. Here we interfaced relay. With the help of the relay, we control these 2 devices. Then the third one is how to interface the incandescent lamp. The task also given in the same format. Simply you need to include one more switch in that. Okay, try that one. Now we will get into the today's project discussion. So all the discussions were over. Only the implementation part is remaining. So here, as are told, we are going to use the LCD push button and few more components. Before that, let me show how our project may looks at the end. Okay, just watch, then we will start do it.
Please watch. I'm going to ask few questions what you have observed.
Yes. One more time video alone, please observe. Yes, fine.
Okay, in the project lab, ரெண்டு switch யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காரு. இதில் வந்து நான் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணதில் இந்த ஒரு ஃபீச்சர் இல்லை. என்ன ஃபீச்சர் இல்லைன்னு சொல்ல முடியுமா? எல்இடி யூஸ் பண்ணல. இது எல்இடிங்கிறது காம்பனன்ட். அதை தவிர ஒரு ஃபீச்சர்ஸ் ஒன்று யூஸ் பண்ணல. ரைட். நான் வந்து ஆப்ஷனல்னு போட்டு அந்த ஃபீச்சர் மென்ஷன் பண்ணியிருந்தேன். விஷுவல் இண்டிகேஷன் தான் உங்களோட எல்சிடி. ஸோ விஷுவல் இண்டிகேஷன் இஸ் ஸ்டில் தேர். விஷுவல் இண்டிகேஷன் டெஃபினட்டாக இருக்கு. எல்சிடியில் வந்து பார்க்கலாம். ரைட். இவர் கவுண்ட் காட்டியிருக்காங்க. கவுண்ட்னா இன்க்ரிமெண்ட், யார் உள்ள ரூம்குள்ள இருக்காங்கன்னு தான் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. எவ்வளோ அவைலபிள்ங்கிறது வந்து நம்ம ட்ரை பண்ணல. நான் அது பண்ண போறது இல்லை. நாங்கள் that we want you to implement in your project, right? You have to tell me both available as well as அதாவது எத்தனை பேர் உள்ள இருக்காங்க, எத்தனை ஸ்பேஸ் அவைலபிள் அப்படிங்கிறது சொல்லணும். இவர் 2 ரோ இந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட் பார்த்தோம்னா 2 ரோல ஒரு ரோ வந்து விசிட்டர் கவுண்டர்னு யூஸ் பண்றோம். இதை வந்து நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆன் பண்ணோன்னு அது வந்து இது என்ன ப்ராடக்ட் தெரியறதுக்கோசரம் டிஸ்பிளே பண்ணிட்டு விட்டுறலாம். ரைட். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணணும். ஓகே. எஸ் கஜேந்திரன், நீங்க ப்ரொசீட் பண்ணுங்க.
Yes. And one more thing, can anyone tell? We missed one component to list in our project. Can anyone tell? In the list of components, we missed one component.
Potentiometer.
Yes, very good. Thank you.
Potentiometer for LCD. Great.
Yes, very good. Yes, now we will come to the simulation part. So first we will select the components: resistor, potentiometer, push button. So today we are not going to write the correct programs. You have to give me the options. From the mistakes, we are going to learn the correct thing. Okay. Straight away, we are not going to get the output immediately. Yes.
Let's take step by step, Gajendran. Probably we'll take one switch increment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Step by step we'll do.
Yes. Even LCD will come back later. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. First, we will check it in serial monitor first. Then we will get into the LCD portion. Yes. Yes. First, we will power the board. Meantime, you people try to write the program portion in void setup, what we have to do, how many input devices, how many output devices. Please type it in chat box. I will tell you step by step only we are going to do. So I am going to use this one push button, only increment part we are going to check it first. For that you declare the setup. Okay. And in serial monitor only we are going to test our output. Only increment push button I am going to give it as an input, and I am going to check the count in the serial. Please type your own codings in the chat box. By the time I will finish these connections. Yes. For uniformity, I will tell you push button 1 I am going to connect in pin number 2. Push button 2 I am going to connect it in for input number 3. 2 and 3 I am going to use it for the input. Okay. So first I am going to keep the input in increment, that is in push button. If you want, you annotate the name also. I'm going to keep this as a in counter push button. Okay. Yes. I'm going to connect the switch in the pull down configuration. Yes, VCC, 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 ground, ground, ground. Yes, very good. So pull down, therefore I am making into logic low, black, pull down. Then another end of the push button, I'm going to connect it in logic high. Yes. Then from the push button output, I'm going to connect it in pin number 2. Okay, that's all. So this is for to count the entry in count. Okay. Now we will type the program for this interfacing switch alone. We will find the output in our serial monitor. Then we will include another push button. Then we will combinedly check the output. Then we will interface our LCD. Is it okay for everyone? Yes. Come. So come to code part. Let me remove the previous things. Okay. What I need to do in void setup? Can you unmute yourself and tell which pin number, in which mode I need to operate? Only 2 specification you need to tell. Please tell. Hello, it's audible?
Yes, sir. It is audible.
Yes. Please anyone tell or type it in chat box.
Pin mode 2, comma input. Pin mode 3, comma input. Serial begin 9600.
Yes, okay. In mode, in mode, in mode 2, comma input. In mode 2, comma input. See, multiple times I am going to use this pin number. So therefore we will declare in the global declaration itself. Okay, push button number 1 is equal to 2 and push button 2 is equal to 3. Okay, now come to voice.
Probably the increment button, decrement button when I use.
Oh, okay, sir. Increment, decrement. Okay, increment push button, increment push button, decrement push button. Okay, now in the void setup, I'm going to declare first step. I'm going to consider only increment button. Okay, so increment button, comma input. Okay, then since I need to check the output in serial monitor, I need to initialize the serial monitor by passing the command call serial.begin 9600. That's all. So no output device we have interfaced in this stage. So we will skip the output portion. Immediately come to the loop. Tell me what I need to do in the loop. What I need to do. Yes. Please type it in chat box. What I need to do. Obviously, we need to yes. Serial dot read. Okay. See, from where you will read your input status. From where we will read the input status. You will read the input status from where? From the potentiometer. So it is connected in digital pins. So what is the command used? What is the command used to read the logic changes from the input device in the digital pins? Yes, very good. I need to write the command called digital read of a particular pin number. Digital read of the pin number I have given variable name called what? Increment push button. So digital read of a particular pin number, I need to store this value into some variable. So int, we will use int push button status. Okay, int push button status. This is the variable I have new variable I have declared. You are going to read the status of your digital input pin, and I am going to store it in the variable. Okay, tell me the logic. Whenever my push button is in released condition, what will be the logic value available in the pin? If I press the push button, what will be the logical change in the pin? Can anyone type it in chat box? Because we only made the hardware connection. Purposely, we included this resistor and made the resistor 1 and resistor to the ground. So we know that by default, we will receive, in a released condition, we will receive. Can type it in chat box. If the push button is in released state, what logic level we will receive? Whether we will receive logic 1 or 0. Please type it in chat box. Sir, is it visible, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It is visible.
Yes, very good. So press panna logic high, released state la logic low. Okay. So how to check that one? I should have some function to check the variable. So I'm going to write in the if statement. If a particular variable value equal to high, that is nothing but a, I'm going, if my switch is in pressed condition, so this is nothing but I'm going to ensure whether I have pressed my push button or not. Okay, if my push button is pressed, okay, my logic level will turn into logic high. Okay, if it is high, what I have to do? If it is high, what I need to do? What is the function of the push button here? To give the input command to our controller that there is one person getting entered into the room. Based on this logical change, what I need to do? I need to count the thing. Okay, for that we will declare one variable. Let me keep it as a count. By default, I am going to keep the variable value as 0. Okay, by default, I'm going to keep the count value as 0. If the push button is pressed, what I have to do? I need to increment or decrement. Can anyone tell what we need to do? Whether we need to increment the count or decrement the count?
Many have typed in the increment.
Very good, sir. We need to increment the count. How we can increment? Again, I am going to use the same variable. Count is equal to previous value of the count plus 1. Okay. See, since we are going to use the push button, in a single press, we will give the indication for the one step increment. Okay. So for that, count plus 1 is the one type of syntax. Okay. See here, count. What is the initial value? The initial value of the count is 0. If I read the count value, initially it is 0, and if I add with 1, my new count will become 1. Okay. If second time if I press, then 1 plus 1 it will become 2. Likewise, I can increment the count with 1 steps. Okay. Else else portion, what we have to do? Wait, we will do else portion later. Then how we will receive the output? Once I incremented, what I have to do? I have to display the count value. Okay. For that, how to print the statement in serial monitor? Can anyone tell how to print the statement? What is the syntax or command used to print the statement in serial monitor? Can you type it in chat box? Not simply println. Very good. See, Anthony Surya given a exact, I'm going to copy the same statement. See, why means, see, He gave the option called serial dot println within the double quote count equal to. Simply, if I type any syntax mean, I don't know the meaning of the count. What is the value of getting printed in the serial monitor? I don't have any idea. Okay, but for that, I'm going to label the variable with some name. So count equal to within the double quote, whatever the string value I'm going to pass, that will print simply in the serial monitor. Okay, so serial dot println, then immediately println C. This is not actually, it is not a C. Maybe in their project they may use the variable name called C, but here
She has
what
written
story we have used.
she has written the complete program. She has used the variable as C.
Oh,
That's
I
why she
said
has.
that's right. That's right.
Okay.
Okay, sir. In our case, the variable name is what? Variable name is what? See, here the count is the variable we are going to print. Okay. Shall we test this portion alone? If you have any doubt here, please stop me. Before I click start simulation, go through the program once. What are all the things not included in the program? I will comment those lines. Okay. Only these lines are required to see the output in your serial monitor. Is it okay? Shall we start simulate and check it? Yes. Before that, see, if I rapidly start print these values, okay, if I start print the value means, okay, it is in a if loop only, so we can check. Shall I start simulate this one? If you are getting error, we will correct the error. Okay. Yes. Click start simulation. Where we need to check the output? Can you help me to see the output? So this is the input panel where I am going to give the input using this push button. From where we can check the output. What I have to do, please help me.
Serial monitor.
Serial monitor. So I need to open the serial monitor window. Simply click, by single click, it will get appear. If you want to maximize this window, you can drag. See, whenever you are getting this arrowhead, now you can maximize your window and you can see only the serial monitor window. Initially nothing in the serial monitor. Now I am going to press the push button once. For that I am going to zoom the push button, so thereby you can view the push button press and release. Please observe the push button. I am going to press once and release. What happened? I pressed only once, but I am getting 12 count. Why it is? Can you give the solution for this? See, again, please here. I'm going to serial monitor. I'm going to clear the serial monitor. Again, I'm going to press the push button once. Why? How to
Which is bouncing.
Yes?
Many of them
Which
have
is
written
bouncing.
bounce. Some
Yes,
of
sir.
them have written debounce. Some of them have written bouncing and debouncing. Actually, the problem is bouncing. Solution is debouncing.
Yes.
Right?
Can use delay, sir. Somebody is typing. Anthony
Yes.
Surya.
Who typed that answer?
Anthony Surya.
Yes. What? Where I need to introduce delay, Anthony Surya? Can you specify? Where I need to introduce delay? That means which statement? I will show the program once. You guide me. Where I need to include delay? Shall I include delay in setup?
No, sir. Loop
Where?
after count increment one time.
After count increment one time. Okay. I will include delay and we will check. How much delay? Shall I give 1 second?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please keep on, stay in line. We will check the output. Okay. So as per her statement, I include a delay after the count. Now we will check. I will clear the serial monitor. Now I am going to press push button. See? See? Is it okay now? Is it okay? But the better practice, is not including the delay in the after count. Actually, after reading the input of the push button, see, if I using the n number of functions in my program, everywhere I need to include this delay. So to avoid that one, universally I need to give the delay. That means wherever you read the input status, immediately you give the delay. Is it okay, ma? Anthony Surya?
Yes, sir.
Here I am having only one loop, so including one delay here, it is same. But if I'm increasing the number of features in my program, so every time I need to include the delay. For that, why I need the including the delay also have a meaning. So while reading the push button, I need to wait for some time. So in between the time duration, if anything change happens, I will ignore the transients. I will receive only the one input, then I will process. Okay, shall we check this one? And one more thing, this 1 second delay is very high. Let me keep it as 300 milliseconds. Okay, now we will start simulation and we'll check the output. Yes, perfect. Please see the animation of the push button. The shadow you can observe. The push button press and released condition. How clever they design the software. Please see. If I press the push button, the shadow will go off. Okay? Is it okay for everyone? So now there is no false count. So the increment option is perfect. So okay. And then second step, we will include the second push button for decrement. We are going to connect the push button in pin number 3. First you come here, we'll finish the hardware portion. I need to take another push button, Control C, Control V, that's all. Yes. Then Control C, Control V, the resistor. Pull down, logic low. Yes. Then another end of the push button, logic high. Then the third pin, I'm going to use this as a second input. Okay. So this is for in, this is for out. Okay. See, please take these classes as to recollect your previous experiment, how to interface the switch. After finishing this class, no one should have the doubt how to interface the push button. We are going to do the counter experiment and also we are going to recollect few things. Okay, please make use of it. Is there any other hardware connection I need to do for the out push button? Nothing. Only the push button. I interface with the resistor, pull down, check it in whether it is in logic low or not. Then another end of the push button is in logic high. Then the output of the push button I have connected in pin number 3. Now you come to the code. So already we have declared the name called decrement push button. Now can anyone tell what I need to do? What are the changes I need to do in the void loop function? Please help me. Please help me or type it in chat box. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir, it is hearable.
Okay. Else if. Okay, in else if state, what I have to write? Shivakumar, please unmute yourself and answer. Shivakumar.
Yes, sir.
Answer. In else part, what I have need to include?
Sir, we have to read the status of the second push button and we should print the
Wait. First, we need to read the status of the second push button. Wait. So let me take this same function to read the second push button. So this is to read the increment push button. Okay, this is to read the increment push button. The second one to read the decrement push button. So Kumar, please stay on the line. Yes. This is to read the decrement push button. Decrement push button I need to read. Again, decrement push button. Yes. Status variable also we need to change. Yes. Tell me, Shivakumar, whether I need to include one more delay. Is it single delay is sufficient? Shivakumar, are you in the line?
Yes, sir.
Tell me whether the single delay is sufficient.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because at a time I'm going to press any one push button. Okay. Okay, tell me. In else if you told in else if, okay, else if, what I need to type? Tell. Else if.
Sir, if second push button is in high, we should decrement the count, sir.
We need to decrement the
Decrement the count.
So else if I need to check the second push button status. Okay. Second push button status. If it is high, I need to decrement the count. Very good. I need to decrement the count. So what change I need to do here? Instead of plus, I need to type minus. Anything need to include? Shivakumar, shall we start simulate this one? Shiva?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. I'm going to start simulate this one. And I'm going to maximize the serial monitor window, clear the display, move your hardware component a little. Okay. This side, left hand side. Is it visible? First, we will check the previous function. Okay. We should not disturb the previous one. We will ensure the previous function. Then we will come back to the new included feature, increment. Yes, it increments. Very good. Now we will check the decrement portion out. Okay. Press. See. Shivakumar. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Are you there in the line?
Yes, sir.
Please observe.
Yes,
Please
sir.
observe here. Please observe. What is the in count now?
Sir, minus.
That like now.
Minus, sir.
At present it is
Sir, now it's plus.
3. 3 persons are there inside the room. Now I am going to decrement the count. Up to count 0 is okay. What is the meaning of count 0? The hall is empty. Okay. But by
Yes, sir.
mistake, if I press once again, it's giving -1. How to avoid this? Please help me. Or others
We can
also
use
have-
another.
Tell me.
Sir, if count is equal to 0, we can display hall is empty, sir.
Now that we can do it. How to avoid receiving this input and making the negative count?
See, further counting has to be
Stop.
stopped. How to do that?
How to do
It's not necessarily Shivakumar has to answer because he answered, he
Yes,
need not answer. Others
sir.
also can participate, right?
Please, anyone type it in chat box. How to overcome this negative count?
Danya has typed include a if condition to check whether the count is 0.
Yes, very good. Okay, if count is 0, break statement, then okay. See, here I will give one simple solution. Whenever you start decrement this count, here I am checking only one condition, whether my push button is pressed. Shall I add one more condition here? The same else if condition, if I do another AND function, before decrement, I need to check two things. One is whether I am going to press the decrement push button. Then along with that, we can add one more condition. Can anyone type it in? Very good. If count not equal to 0. Very good. Shall I include that line? And wait. If this count value, by default, my count value is 0, bar all empty condition, I'm going to consider it as again it is 0. So count value, if my count value is not equal to, if my count value is not equal to 0, not equal to 0 means what will happen? If these two statements are true, then only I will get the true condition. Okay, then I will get into the loops. Then I will start decrement it for every individual push button press. Okay, so in the else if statement, not simply I am going to read the push button press, I also included one more condition. This will avoid the negative count. Shall we check this one? Shall we check this one? I'm going to start simulate this one. Clear, increment 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to decrement 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now it is invalid. Even though if you press the push button, it will ignore this input. No change in my output. So it seems it what? The hall is empty. No need to press the push button. Okay. As Sivakumar told, we can include the another statement called if my count value is 0. Okay. If my count value is 0, I can print the value as hall is empty. Okay. Shall we add that statement also? Where I can add? Please anyone help me. How to add that statement? How to add the statement? Can anyone help me? Where I need to type the syntax called hall is empty. Please help me. If you have idea, please type it in chat box.
Else if, inside else if.
Inside else if. Inside else if, okay. Continue then, yeah. Inside else if. What I need to include? Yes. Very good. I need to check one more condition. Inside else if, see inside else if, simply if I type, I'm taking the solution from Anthony Surya. Okay. Inside else if, I'm going to check one more condition. Why was this one more condition? Without this condition, if I print the statement, every time if I get into the particular loop, it will start print. Okay. So if my count value equal to 0, if my count value equal to 0, at that time it will print. Okay. But I think here we have one more condition in the main loop. When it will come inside, if count value not equal to 0 only, this else if function will work. Whether this count, this particular line will get execute if count is equal to 0. Only one time only this will get print. That means from 1 to 0. I will show you once. Please observe this one. See, I'm going to clear this. I'm going to increment the count up to 3, 4. Now I am going to decrement. Please observe 2, now 1, Now see, immediately once it becomes 0, it gave this command hall is empty. If I once again, if I press, it won't give the message. Okay, if I go back to increment, that is sufficient, I think. Once this 0 is executed, I no need to print the another statement. Okay, so if you keep this syntax here itself, it is sufficient, because once it becomes 0, it will give the message, and thereafter we won't going to process this loop. Okay, so that is also enough. And one more thing, for low count it is okay, low count is 0, beyond that we should not decrement. Now we will add one more constraint, okay, or one more condition for the maximum count. Say example, the hall strength maximum, for in our case, let we take it as 10. Okay, the maximum, the capacity of the hall is only 10. Beyond that, I should not allow any person to get into the hall, unless otherwise anyone left from the hall. Okay, so to maintain the hall
Capacity,
strength, sir,
capacity of room.
capacity
Sabri
of the
said.
hall exceeds, see, low
No,
count,
no.
sir,
He's asking what is the capacity of the room.
10. See, if I say 100 means 100 time I need to press the push button. Okay, that's why I'm decreasing. For experiment purpose, we are decrementing the count to 10.
We
Can
want
you?
to finish the class by 12. So 10 is sufficient.
Yes, sir, 10. Please tell me. The capacity of the room is 10. Tell me where we need to do the changes. Inside if. Diction.
Inside if.
In Diction, unmute yourself and tell me very clearly. Inside if, what we need to type? Diction.
Sir.
And
Sir,
good morning, sir.
High பக்கத்துல அந்த unstatement போட்டு count is equal to 10 போடணும்.
Count is equal to 10 போடணும். Okay. 10 equal to 10. Continue diction.
சார் அப்புறம் கீழே வந்துட்டு serial dot println all is full அந்த கமாண்ட் போடணும் சார்.
அந்த கமாண்ட்ல என்ன பண்ணணும்?
all is full அப்படினு போடணும் சார்.
ஏதாவது செக் பண்ணணுமா?
இல்ல சார், இல்ல.
எதுவுமே செக் பண்ண வேண்டாமா? டிக்ஷன் இங்க பாருங்க. இப்போ நமக்கு இன்கிரிமெண்டே இப்போ எப்பதான் நடக்கும்னு நம்ம சொல்லியிருக்கோம். கவுண்ட் ஈக்குவல் டு 10 இருந்தாதான் இந்த லூப்குள்ளே வரும்னு சொல்லியிருக்கோம். கரெக்டா?
ஆமா சார்.
இல்ல, இன்கிரிமெண்ட் நமக்கு 0ல இருந்தே ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகணுமே.
Anthony, Surya and Sabaris, they are typing.
Yes. Diction கொஞ்சம் திங்க் பண்ணி, இப்போ count equal to 10 போடுறோம். Okay, I will proceed whatever you are telling. Then I need to type what? Then I need to type serial println all full and type பண்ணுமா diction?
சார் ஆமாங்க சார்.
Okay, now we will check. Now we will check your output. Okay. Clear the diction.
சார்
இங்க பாருங்க, நமக்கு இன்கிரிமெண்ட் ஆகல. ஏன்னு சொல்லுங்க
சார். அங்க மேலேயே is equal to
நமக்கு ட்ரூ ஆகல கண்டிஷன். என்ன செக் பண்ணணும்? See, please compare with this statement and tell. இங்க என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம், மேல என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம்?
சார் இங்க not equal to 0 போட்டுருக்கு சார். அங்க equal to 10 போட்டுருக்கு.
வெரி குட். not equal to 10. Then
the countக்கு கீழ வந்துட்டு if statement போடணும் சார். count is equal
என்ன
to
போடணும்?
10. if count is equal to 10.
வெரி குட். சேம் இதோட டூப்ளிகேட் இது அப்படியே பண்றோம். ஓகேவா? கவுண்ட் ஈக்குவல் டு 10னா ஆல் ஃபுல். Now please observe this modification. Now we are going to execute and check our program. I'm going to open the serial monitor. Now I am going to increment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 10 வந்தோன்னு என்ன வந்திருக்கு பாருங்க, hall is full. இதை நான் again press பண்ண என்ன ஆகும் diction? In button again press பண்ண என்ன ஆகும்? whether it will count or not.
பிரேக் ஆயிக்கும் அவ்வளவுதான் சார், கவுண்ட்
Very
ஆகாது.
good. So பாருங்க, if I press the button, it is invalid. It won't consider this input unless otherwise my count value is decremented from 10 to 9. How to decrement? Use this out push button decrement. Is it okay? Is it okay? So every time you need to check all the conditions. Hall full is also working, hall empty also working. I hope with this we will stop this and start interface our LCD. Do you have
Sir.
any doubt? Please stop me.
சார்
சொல்லுங்க. buzzer
Sir,
include பண்ணிடலாமா?
சார் இங்க மேல வந்துட்டு கவுண்ட் நாட் ஈக்குவல் டு 10 நம்ம கொடுக்கலனால அது வேலை செய்யுமா சார்?
Now count not equal to
10 நம்ம கொடுக்காம டைரக்டா கீழ மட்டும் ஸ்டேட் பண்ணிட்டு வேலை செய்யுமா சார்?
பண்ணீங்கன்னா என்ன ஆகும்னா
எஸ் சார்.
நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் உள்ள வந்து இன்கிரிமெண்ட் ஆயிரும், ஹால் ஃபில்ன்றது காட்டாது. செக் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாமா?
ஓகே சார்.
ஆனால் எல்லாருக்கும் இது அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் ஆகுதா டிக்ஷன் என்ன கேட்குறாங்கன்னு? ப்ளீஸ் லிசன். இப்போ இந்த 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 கண்டிஷன் செக் பண்ணாமல் நம்ம உள்ளே வந்து பிரிண்ட் ஆனால் என்ன ஆகுன்னு கேட்குறாரு. இப்போ பாருங்க, நான் அதை அன்கமெண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு கமெண்ட் பண்ணிடுறேன். அந்த லைனை கமெண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு டிக்ஷனோட சேஞ்ச் இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். டிக்ஷன் கேட்குறது இது இல்லாமல் நான் உள்ள வந்தால் என்ன ஆகும் சார்? நான் சிமுலேட் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுறேன், செக் பண்ணுங்க. கிளியர் தி சீரியல் மானிட்டர். செக் பண்ணலாமா டிக்ஷன்? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. ஃபுல் வந்துருச்சா டிக்ஷன்? இப்போ எகைன் ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணா என்ன ஆகுதுன்னு பாருங்க, இன்க்ரிமெண்ட் ஆகிட்டே போகும். தெரியுதா?
ஓகே சார்.
இதை நம்ம அவாய்ட் பண்றதுக்கு தான் என்ன பண்ணோம்,
நாட் ஈக்குவல் டு 10.
வெரி குட். கண்ணா எல்லாத்துக்கும் இது கிளியரானு பார்த்துக்கோங்க. ஸோ in this way we need to declare your conditions first, then you need to start do your process.
Sir,
Tell me.
I want two also, sir. Increment and decrement, sir, in serial. At a time, sir.
At a time how?
So, sir. This, if
What's your
in
doubt?
room, so in room 10 members means it should show 0, sir, automatically, sir. If one person came means automatically 1 and 9 members can join.
See, that's why sir told we will show this one. You need to include that part in your project.
Whatever that you want to implement, you implement and show you. I will tell the simple model.
Sabri understood.
Okay, sir.
Sabri, then you are defining your specifications now.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, Sabri.
If you find problem, we will help you out. But right now, we will go with the simple model, right? So that everybody understands the basic things. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Thanks.
Now what I have to do, I need to include LCD and I want to make these statements. What are all things so far we printed in this serial monitor, I need to start print in my LCD. Okay. For that, what I need to do means I need to include the LCD hardware setup. Then accordingly, I need to write the program over here. Okay, step by step. Now we will come back. So far, if anybody have the doubt, please type it in chat box. Else immediately we'll go to the LCD portion. I will explain once again. We interface 2 push buttons. Then count value initially it is 0. The hall is empty. Then see here we forgot one thing. Can anyone tell what we missed in void setup? What we missed in void setup? But everything is perfect. No discomfort in our output. Can anyone tell? We skipped one thing in void setup. Even though we skipped it works. Can anyone tell me the which statement we forgot in the void setup? Then how it works without the statement? Okay.
Configuration of Decrement push button. Configuration of
Yes.
decrement.
Then how it works? Who typed the answer? Decrement push button. Srinath, please unmute yourself and tell. Then how it works perfectly? Srinath?
Sir.
That he may not know. You have to
Okay,
say.
I will tell you.
At least he found out what is the problem.
Yes, very
Great,
good.
Srinath.
Yes, Srinath, very good, Srinath. Why means by default, see, by default, our digital input output pins are configured as an input pins. That's why, even though if I'm using input pin without declaration, perfectly it works. Okay, Srinath?
இதையும் திருப்பி ரிப்பீட் பண்ணிடுங்க ஏன்னா வாய்ஸ் எனக்கு பிரேக் ஆச்சு அது மாதிரி கொஞ்சம் பேருக்கு
Okay, sir.
பிரேக்
See,
ஆயிடலாம்
by default, see, listen, by default, our digital input output pins are configured as an input pin. Okay, by physical construction, my digital input output pins are by default configured as an input pin. Therefore, if you not declare also, it will act as an input pin. But if I want to declare any one pin as the output, it is must to declare the pin mode. Okay, so now I am going to include the decrement push button also. Decrement push button input. So by default, our digital input output pins are configured as an input. Therefore, if you not declare also, it will get work. Okay, but output means it's must. You need to declare the pin mode, then only your output device will work. We will check that one. Okay, now we come back to the hardware portion. LCD may take little time. I will finish it soon. Okay.
Gajendan, I will ask few questions.
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, you
By
can
the time
do
shall I do the LCD wiring, sir?
Yes, Gajendan.
Yes, sir.
Just tell me typical application of this. Let us, we have called it as a visitor counter, but tell me places where you have seen such applications. Where you have seen these applications. You can type it in. Type it in. Bank, mall, yes. Hospital token, yes. Cricket matchல ஓவர் கவுண்ட் பண்ணலாம், எஸ். பேங்க்ல போனா அந்த இது கார் பார்க்கிங் ஃபேண்டாஸ்டிக், ரைட்? எவ்வளவு வேக்கன்ட் ஸ்பேஸ் இருக்கு, வெளியில இருக்கு, ரைட்? கார் பார்க்கிங், ரைட்? ஸோ plenty of applications are there, right? So you should develop one, right? என்னென்ன மாதிரி அப்ளிகேஷன் டெவலப் பண்றோங்கிறது நம்ம கையில தான் இருக்கு, ரைட்? இந்த ப்ராஜெக்டை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் டீபவுன்ஸ் பெரிய ப்ராப்ளமா? இந்த ப்ராஜெக்டை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் டீபவுன்ஸ்ங்கிறது ஒன்றும் பெரிய பிரச்சனை இல்லைன்னா சிம்பிள் அப்ளிகேஷன், டீபவுன்ஸ் பிரச்சனை கிடையாது. அதுக்கு சூட்டபிளாக டிலே யூஸ் பண்ணி பண்ணிக்கலாம். பட் இந்த மாதிரி சிம்பிளர் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸுக்கு ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படாமல் ரிலையபிளாக ஒர்க் ஆகுதான்னு மட்டும் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டோம்னா இட் இஸ் ஃபைன். டீபவுன்ஸ் தேவைங்கிறது அவசியம் இல்லை. டீபவுன்ஸ் தேவை, பட் டிலே யூஸ் பண்ணியே பண்ணிக்கலாம். மிலிஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணுங்கிறது இல்லை. தட் மிலிஸ் யூஸ் பண்ண எப்படி பண்ணுறதுங்கிறத பின்னாடி இன்னொரு கிளாஸில் பார்ப்போம், ரைட்? ஸோ விசிட்டர் கவுண்டர், ஸோ ஜஸ்ட் கவுண்டிங், ரைட்? பட் இது வந்து ஃபுல்லி ஆட்டோமேட்டடா செமி ஆட்டோமேட்டடா? செமி ஆட்டோமேட்டட். ஏன்னா நம்ம ப்ரெசன்ஸை வந்து யாராவது ஒருத்தர் இண்டிகேட் பண்ணால் மட்டும்தான் இது வந்து somebody can enter, right? Somebody will know that we have entered, right? So obviously it is semi automated. Subsequent classes-ல sensors வச்சு நம்ம we will try to implement it. This is a fully automated system, right? So அப்போ வந்து இந்த switch portion-ஐ மட்டும் வேற மாதிரி மாற்ற வேண்டி இருக்கும். That also we will try to explain it. But let's understand it is semi automated. We'll make it fully automated project also, right?
See, so far the ground pin, LCD ground pin, I have connected in negative terminal. VCC straight away 5 volt. Then the contrast adjust pin I connected the wiper arm of your potentiometer. The value of the potentiometer I'm going to keep as 10 kilo ohm. Then the end terminals are connected across your VCC and ground. Then backlight. See, please remember the cathode terminal, you must connect it in the negative terminal. The anode terminal in series with current limiting resistor. Without this, if you use, here it will show the that hazard symbol. So your display got damaged like that. You will get the image over here. In practice, if you give 5 volt, it will work. But sometime your backlight will get damaged soon. So better practice, include current limit resistor and use your hardware setup. Okay. Then register select, enable, read bar write. By default, I am going to keep it as a ground. Can anyone type it in chat box? Why the read bar write must be in ground? Please type it in chat box. By the time I will finish the remaining data wirings and register select and enable pins. Okay. So register select, enable, 6 pins I need to wire still. Okay. Yes, register select over, then enable and just 4 data lines. Wait.
See, the read bar, write bar signal is, if I want to read something from LCD, then R, read. That should be logic high. But we are using LCD for only displaying. That means we are writing into the LED. So that means the write signal has to be low, because we are using write bar, means 0 bar will be 1. So we are using write bar signal. Don't worry about write bar, right? Because we will be taught properly in digital electronics class. But what we need to know is we have to ground the pin, because it is a logic low signal that is needed for displaying information. So because we are using for display, we keep and because the Arduino is going to write it into the display, we keep the write bar signal low. That's why it's connected to the ground.
Please forgive me, the wirings are not that much clear. Okay, I will explain you. Because see, whenever you do the project, keep the LCD just above and push button keep it down. Okay, I forgot to keep in that order. That's why it is giving. Okay, keep the LCD above. Thereby, we will connect the data lines, everything straight away there. Push button only 2 wires. We will bring it down, no issue. Here I need to bring 6 wires down. That's why it is not looking nice. I will zoom the LCD portion and I will show you. Okay, see. Yes, see, this is my ground pin. I have connected in ground. Then VCC 5 volt. Then contrast adjust pin connected to the wiper arm. Then read bar write. I have connected again into the ground, since I am going to write the statement into the LCD. Then register select. Then this is my enable pin. The green color wire is my enable pin. Then these blue lines are data lines, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay. Yes. Now we will come to the program portion. And one more thing we need to include buzzer. Okay, we'll finish this one. So pin numbers alone, please remember the order. Register select is 8th pin, enable is 9, then followed by your data pin. Now come to code portion. See, here you may include the header file. See here you have one icon called library icon. If you click just this icon, these are all the inbuilt libraries available in your software. Okay, so EEPROM, IR remote, liquid crystal, keypad, nanopixel, servo, software serial, wire, SD card, SPA, and stepper. In that, I'm going to include liquid crystal. Just you click this, immediately you will get the header file. Okay, can you help me? After header file, what I have to do, please? We have only 15 minutes time. We need to rush up a little bit. What I need to do, I need to declare the class and instance of the class, isn't it? So liquid crystal followed by, let me keep it as LCD as my instance of class for some time. Then in order, first I need to type register select. Is it visible, sir? Ram sir? Ram sir?
Sir, it is visible.
Sir, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Okay.
You can see.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, sir. So register select pin first, then enable, then followed by the data pin. D4, D5, D6, and D7. See, those who are skipped LCD class, please see once again this order you need to keep. Register select, then enable, then D4, D5, D6, and D7. That's all. So in global declaration, we have included the header file. This is our header file. This is the class declaration and also the pin configurations we have declared. What else we need to do in setup? Come back. What else I need to type? In setup, what I need to type? Here I need to, instead of serial, see, parallelly, you can check the output in serial monitor as well as LCD. No problem with that. Okay. Tell me how to initialize the LCD. Please. Start type in the chat box how I can initialize the LCD.
LCD.begin.
Very good. LCD.begin. Then what else I need to include in the statement and the setup? I need to initialize. Very good. LCD.begin. Then how many columns are available in LCD and how many rows are available in LCD, you need to declare. Then immediately what I have to do? I need to initially one time I need to clear my display. Is it okay? That's all. Now see, hereafter wherever you find serial println statement, there we need to include our LCD print statement. Okay, come down. See here what I'm going to do, as per our slide and our project demo, what we have shown initially, in first line by default I'm going to print it as visitor counter or any name you, whatever you want, you can give your company name, brand name. Okay, that will appear by default. So what I'm going to do means, after this command, immediately I am going to give the address as well as I am going to print the statement. Okay, so here I am going to print how I can print the statement in the LCD display. Can you type it in chat box? LCD dot, very good, LCD dot print.
Visitor counter.
So here I am going to type it as a KCE counter. Okay, shall we keep this name? KCE counter. Before that, better practice, set the cursor position and type. Okay, later on, if you update some value means our cursor position should not get disturbed. So this is by default, it will get address 00. Anyhow, include this address, set cursor 0, missing. So first column, first row. Set the cursor and print. First we will do one thing, whether I have interfaced these things perfectly, whether my LCD is working. If I want to check, first we will check this statement alone, then we will do the works in the loop. Okay, I'm going to start simulate this exercise. In this
ஒரே
stage,
ஒரு கொஸ்டின் சபரிஷ்ட இருக்கு, நான் ஆன்சர் பண்ணிடுறேன். கேன் வி
Okay, sir.
இன்க்ரிமெண்ட் இன் எல்சிடி, டிக்ரிமெண்ட் இன் சீரியல்? Are we incrementing and decrementing through switch or through LCD and serial monitor right now with this project?
Sir, இது என்ன கேக்குறீங்களா சார்?
இல்ல இவர் சபரிஷ் தான் பதில் சொல்லணும். சபரிஷ் has
Sabri,
asked the question.
Okay, sir.
So we are using switch, Sabarish. So obviously, we are only, suppose serial monitor has an option to give input, but that way we are having program. We are just programming to use serial monitor and LCD as only a display device, output device, right? So there is no question of incrementing and decrementing through serial monitor or LCD. It is always through switch. Okay?
Yes, please observe here. So successfully we printed the statement, but I need to adjust the contrast of my LCD for better appearance. Is it okay now? Yes. So first line, default, whenever I start the system, see, I'm going to stop the simulation and I'm going to start the simulation. That means I'm going to turn on my unit and I'm going to turn off the unit. Okay, here in the simulation, if you observe here, whenever I do the simulation, please observe this USB cable. If I press stop button, what happening here? I unplugged the USB cable. That means now my unit is in shutdown stage. Okay, whenever I press the start menu, start simulation, it is plugged with the 5-volt supply. Okay, so what is will be in my off state in my project? You can check it. Okay, so successfully we have printed KCE counter. Then we will consecutively we will start print the remaining things. So please remember, first row I dedicatedly am going to use to print my brand name. Okay, in my project as a KCE counter. I should not disturb the KCE count as a first row. So the second row I'm going to use it for.
See, this is one version of the program. Suppose you want to say product developed by Shivakumar or Dixon. You can first display it in setup, and then when you come to loop, you can change it as count, in, out, all those things you can change. Both are possible. Here, Gajendran has chosen to display one line dedicatedly for visitor counter. Need not be so. It can be done in setup. In the loop, you can run your whole program. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
sir, see, I will include in setup also as sir told. Okay. Counter. Here we will write Arduino class. Okay, initially it will show this one. Then we will come to the void loop. But only one time we will execute this. Okay, please observe this. Can anyone tell what is the inconvenient in the display? Why it shows KCE counter yes? Can anyone tell? See, in loop we have typed only KCE counter, but now it gives some false message. KCE counter yes. Except Sabari. I think Sabari already clarified this doubt. If anyone have that
overlapping.
Yes, overlapping of what? Can unmute yourself, Sivakumar, and answer. Hello.
Sir, looping statement.
Sorry,
sir, looping statement. Sir, looping statement overlap ஆகுது சார்.
எப்படி overlap ஆகுது?
சார் அதுக்கு
Yes, நான் சொல்றேன், answer சொல்றேன். Listen. See, this is the LCD consists of some microcontroller unit.
Telling the answer.
Value you are passing into the LCD, it will get stored in your microcontroller. Okay. In every step, if you update, what are all the segments or what are the address we are updating, that address only will change the value. Remaining addresses will have the old value. Okay. Here in void setup, please observe here Arduino statement. Please count the letters. See Arduino 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The space also we need to include 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 character we are passing into that particular argument. But here in KCE counter, please count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We are updating only 11 character, not 13. So what will happen? Beyond this 11, whatever the old value you have, that will get print. How to overcome this? I will give one simple solution. Okay. See, after this value, the KCE counter, after that, whenever
Anya has
We have
typed
already,
LCD.clear.
we
tell
have
me,
already given the solution, sir.
Dixon has
LCD
typed
dot
even.
clear.
see LCD.clear, very good. LCD.clear we will do and check. Let me take where LCD.clear, very good. LCD.clear. Where I need to type diction, LCD.clear. Okay, before print the statement, I am going to type. Let me take LCD.clear. Here I am.
Sir, before KCE counter, sir.
Tell me before.
KCE counter.
Yes, KC counter. Yes, set cursor and clear display. Okay, we will check. KC. Okay, clear நம்ம terminate பண்ணல. Okay. Diction. Diction, are you there?
Sir?
Display வரல diction. என்ன பண்ணலாம்? என்ன mistake? இந்த set cursor இந்த clear வந்து initial பண்ணி ட்ரை பண்ணலாமா?
Okay, sir.
எங்க இருக்கு clear statement? இங்க
Sir,
இருக்கு.
void setupல கொடுத்தா sir.
Void setupல, very good.
Sir, below Arduino class.
Very good.
ஏன்னா
Ambarish
void
is giving one solution.
Stop simulation. Print பண்ணிட்டு clear பண்ணிடலான்ற இனிஷியலா. ஓகேவா?
Yes, sir.
You can give a certain delay and then clear so that somebody sees you. உன் பேர் படிக்கணும்ல, உன் ப்ராடக்ட்னா உன் பேரை படிக்கணும்ல, அது வரைக்கும் அதுக்கு வேணா கொஞ்சம் டிலே கொடுத்துட்டு then we'll clear.
Let me keep 2 seconds.
Ambarish one more solution சொல்லிருக்காரு.
யாருங்க சார்?
Ambarish.
அபரிஷ்ட கேட்காதீங்க சார், அபரிஷ்ட சொல்லியாச்சு அது. அவன் பொட்டன்ஷியல்
இன்ட்ரோடியூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம் சார்.
அதான் சார், நான் தான் சபரீஷ் சொல்ல வேண்டாம்னு சொன்னேன் நானு. அவன் ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்கா அடிச்சிருக்காங்க. Because Sabarish is the only person, I think, he attempted that Arduino interfacing with LCD. At the time, he faced some problem, and I gave one solution to him. Okay. அதுவும் நம்ம இப்போ ட்ரை பண்ணலாம் சபரிஷ். எஸ், இப்போ இந்த கிளியரா ரிமூவ் பண்ணிடுறேன். கான்ட்ராஸ்ட் தான் பிரச்சனை. எஸ், ஐ வில் ஸ்டாப் and start the simulation. Is it okay? Is it okay? So whenever if you type any new statement, one time I can do the clear. If I do the clear option in the loop, my display won't be in a constant way. It will start blink. Okay. To avoid that, what I can do, we will do it in the consecutive step. I will show you. Now up to now it's okay. KCE counter. Okay. Then what we need to do? Our real exact task is I need to print increment count and decrement count. Let me set the cursor.
5 minutes தான் இருக்கு. Make it fast.
Yes, sir.
Maybe 1 or 2 minutes extra ஆகும் class. Please don't mind.
நான் முடிச்சிடுறேன் சார், அவ்வளவுதான் சார். LCD set cursor. Let me type in the second row. Give the statement as count equal to followed by I need to print the count value. That's all. So count is the variable name. Please select the variable name correctly. That's all. Then again the same thing I need to print it here. Okay, let me check this. Okay, well, so Arduino class is visible. Now I am going to increment the count. Okay, once KC counter comes only, we need to give the input. Count 1, count 2, count 3. Is it okay? Count 4, count. What is the maximum count we gave in our program? Can anyone type it in chat box? Maximum count is 10. Okay, so up to 7 I counted. Let me check the decrement also. Decrement ஏன் வேற இடத்துல print ஆகுது? நம்ம address specify பண்ணிடல. Come back here. Yes. I need to set the cursor position first. Then I need to type. Else it will take the default address as 00. Yes. Count. Once it comes KC counter, then only I am in loop statement. Count 1, count 2, count 3. Is it okay? Let me check the decrement. 4. 3, 2, 1. I think it's perfect now. But see, I will do one thing. I will count up to the 2 digits. Then I will start decrement. Again, we will face that overlapping issue. Please observe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is the count now? Can anyone tell? What is the count you are observing in the display? It is 10. If I decrement, it's 90. Why it's 90? Why it is 90? Actually, we need to get 9. But we are getting it as 90. What I need to do? What is the issue? Actually, we updated only this address. The 0 is the previous value of 10. So whenever you need to update new values in your serial monitor, see, here I am printing up count, then here down count. So whenever I am changing from double digit to single digit, I am getting this issue. What I need to do? So it is better practice that whenever you start type the new statement, I need to clear the display and print. If I do so, we will check what is the change we are observing in our monitor. Clear, then set cursor and print. Clear, set cursor and print. இப்போ ஒரு டிஸ்டர்பன்ஸ் தெரியுதா நமக்கு? எவ்ரி டைம்ஸ் ஹோல் கண்டென்ட் ஆஃப் த எல்சிடி நமக்கு எரேஸ் ஆயிட்டு நியூ கண்டென்ட் பிரிண்ட் ஆகுது. ஓகே, இந்த எல்சிடி கிளியர்ன்ற கமாண்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணோம்னா இட் வில் எரேஸ் ஹோல் கண்டென்ட் இன் யுவர் எல்சிடி டிஸ்பிளே. ஓகே, தென் ஒன்லி இட் வில் ஸ்டார்ட் பிரிண்ட் த நியூ சின்டெக்ஸ். ஸோ இது கொஞ்சம் டிஸ்கம்ஃபர்ட்டாக இருக்குது எனக்கு. எல்லா டைமும் இது எரேஸ் ஆகி பிரிண்ட் ஆகிட்டு இருக்கு. ஓகேவா? இப்போ பாருங்க, ஐ எம் கோயிங் டு டிக்ரிமெண்ட். இது கொஞ்சம் கம்ஃபர்ட்டாக இல்லை நமக்கு டிஸ்பிளே. இதை எப்படி நம்ம ஓவர் கம் பண்ணுறது அப்படின்னா, ஒரே சிம்பிள் ஸ்டெப் இதோட நான் முடிச்சுக்கிறேன். ரிமைனிங் யூ ட்ரை இட் பை யுவர் ஓன். சி, instead of giving LCD clear, whenever I stop type any new value, see, this is the first statement I am going to pass in the particular row. At the time, you give some backspaces to clear the remaining cells value. Okay, I removed LCD clear here. Simply I introduce some backspace. This backspace will erase the previous content present in the particular address. Okay, let me check now. With this, I will complete. Remaining, you try it by your own. If you have a doubt, contact us. See, I'm going to include. See, the backspace is also the character. It will make your display to blank in the particular address location. Okay.
After
Sir?
printing the count, we can put.
After?
So count equal to reporting. Okay, okay.
Yes, count equal to some space, sir. Okay, va? So in the location the value update panna porom. So every time before printing the new command, I will clear. இங்க ரெண்டு task நம்ம combined பண்ணிட்டோம். Okay, va? Now you check. With this I will finish. Remaining things you try to include. See, now I'm going to start count. 1. Yes, இந்த டைம்ல வந்து கர்சரையும் நம்ம again செட் பண்ணணும். Wait a minute. Cursor position இந்த count பண்ணிக்கலாம். 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 means 5 segment வரைக்கும் print ஆகும். So நான் ஒரு சேஃப்டிக்கு இங்க 7 வச்சுக்கலாம். After 7 in the second row I will print the count value. இந்த ஒரு சின்ன சேஞ்ச் மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் நோட் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோங்க. அப்சர்வ் பண்ணி பாருங்க, கிளியரா அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் ஆகும். Now you see KC counter, my system is ready. Count 1, count 2, count 3. So I will click up to the double digit. Then we will start decrement. 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Shall we check the decrement count now? 10 decrement பண்ண என்ன வரணும்? 9. Yes. Problem rectify ஆயிடுச்சா நமக்கு? So நம்ம எந்த ஃபீல்ட்ல வந்து வேல்யூ அப்டேட் பண்றோமோ அந்த ஃபீல்டில் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணிட்டோம்? பை டிஃபால்ட் பிஃபோர் பிரிண்டிங் த நியூ கமெண்ட் நான் ஒரு blank ஸ்பேஸ் இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணிட்டேன். thereby it will erase the previous content and overwrite the blank space. thereby என் டிஸ்பிளே வந்து இப்போ நமக்கு டிஸ்டர்ப் ஆகல. என் டிஸ்பிளே பார்த்தோம்னா நமக்கு பாருங்க ஒன்லி இந்த ஃபீல்டு இந்த செகண்ட் ரோ மட்டும்தான் டிஸ்டர்ப் ஆகுது. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரோ கான்ஸ்டன்டா இருக்கு. பிகாஸ் எல்சிடி கிளியர்ன்றது ஒரு சிங்கிள் ஃபங்க்ஷன். இட் வில் கிளியர் ஹோல் த ரோஸ், ஹோல் டிஸ்பிளே, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரோ ஆஸ் வெல் ஆஸ் த செகண்ட் ரோ. ஓகேவா? தட்ஸ் ஆல். ஸோ இப்போ நம்ம ஃபுல் இந்த கண்டிஷன் வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் இந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் ஃபில் பண்றதுக்கு மட்டும் ஒரே ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் இருக்கு. இஃப் மை கவுண்ட் இஸ் ஈக்குவல் டு 10ன்னா ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் பிரிண்ட் பண்ணி முடிச்சிடலாம். அவ்வளோதான். கவுண்ட் ஃபுல் அப்படின்னா ஒரே ஒரு ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட். ஆனால் ஏதாவது கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருந்தால் டைப் பண்ணுங்க, நான் அதுக்குள்ள ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் பிரிண்ட் பண்ணிடுறேன் உங்களுக்கு. கவுண்ட் ஃபுல் அப்படின்னா நான் இந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் பிரிண்ட் பண்ணிக்க போறேன். ஹால் இஸ் ஃபுல். So far, if you have any doubt, please type it in chat box. Hall full lights. Hall empty. Hall empty. இதுக்கு முன்னாடி if ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் நம்ம இந்த பிரேசஸ்ல போடல, பிகாஸ் ஒரே ஒரு லைன் தான் இருந்தது. இப்போ மோர் தேன் ஒன் லைன் இந்த கண்டிஷன்ல எக்ஸிக்யூட் பண்ணும். அதனால பிரேசஸ் இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணி நான் பிரிண்ட் பண்றேன். ஓகேவா? கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருந்தா டைப் பண்ணுங்க, ஃபினிஷ் பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
They can stay back also if they have.
Yes, sir.
Others can leave. I mean, once you show the demonstration, the others can leave.
இதோட இது பாருங்க, கேசி கவுண்டர் 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. சரி, 9 10. That's all. Hall full ஆயிடுச்சு. ஓகேவா? Beyond that, if I press, it won't respond. Immediately, I'm going to decrement. 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 0. That's all empty. That's all, sir. Thank you very much. Likewise, you can do a number of projects with this controller unit. Please practice.